Hello every pony, Artilisiana here. Link to my Divinian art in the description below and also for my Patreon if you like to do that. Now this is my new headcanon, so if you don't like that stuff, click away and see my top 5 instead. There will be no animated pony here, it's only going to be pictures from Google. So warning, pictures from Google, Patreon, Divinian, YouTube and other places that is not mine. Please go and get credit to the ones that need getting credit to. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. So I just saw Magical Mystery Cure again because it's one of my favorite episodes, and I do think that there's something I can't digest. It's like, why didn't Twilight also switch her element? But I do believe that you can't, switch around magic, I guess, and that is why I came up with the headcanon that, Starswirl the Beardist is actually time. His cutie mark and special talent is time. That would actually explain the big, centerpiece he has in his library that looks like a hourglass, and that could also be his cutie mark, because we also see Twilight's cutie mark all over the place, the big star. Or Starswirl the Bearded was a other form of magic. So I do think that Starswirl was either time or other form of magic, evil magic. And stay with me here, I'm not saying that Starswirl was evil. I'm just saying that his special talent was other kind of magic. Maybe like, Sakura's magic, just in a other way. It maybe was used for good, his magic. So yeah, that's actually how it starts my headcanon. But I think in the old days, the old main six was uh, Starswirl the Bearded, because he was the one to wield all of the elements, and he was the one trying to make the spell, for the elements necklaces. I do believe that the Celestia and Luna was also the one of the old main six. Think about it, Celestia still wears her necklace around her neck even though it doesn't have any powers. Who had the alicorn amulet, you ask me then? I do believe that Sombra and Chrysalis also was a part of the old main six, because I do think that Sombra was the one wearing the alicorn amulet, or the element of generosity, just in a other form, the red form. I'm not sure how to explain that. Yeah. Also, we seen in the episodes that Starswirl the Bearded is able to get friends, and I do believe that also helps my headcanon a lot. Now, we don't know anything about King Sombra and Queen Chrysalis, but I actually think they were the old king and queen of the Crystal Empire, and I made a other headcanon about that, how they become evil and stuff like that. Maybe it was the love poison and the Necronomicon book. We will never know before the new episode releases, and that's tomorrow. I hope that they go into more detail about the backstories about this. I also believe that one of the old main six could be Skorpan, and he could actually be mixtured with Starswirl the Bearded and being Diskord. Now, hold that thought right here. We see Twilight casting the spell and switch around on the main six elements, right? Or at least the main five. Now imagine that it can't switch, and something terrible happens, and two of the main six becomes very evil, one becomes neutral, and the two of us become very good, or laughably, high society, I don't know how to say that, very, very beaming of good energy and, exuding good, Celestia and Luna, of course. And the two evil ponies could be King Sombra and Queen Chrysalis. At this point, the neutral pony would be Starswirl the Bearded or Skorpan. So yeah, that actually also makes a lot of sense in my mind, or at least I think so. I also think that maybe one of the old main six could be Sunset Shimmer, and when she didn't get, the alicorn amulet to work on her, she tried to force, Starswirl the Bearded to cast the spell, but it also, did the wrong thing and trapped two of the ponies into the, this area where Celestia is, and or maybe it trapped three of the ponies on the, I'll go to call it the astral plane. This plane where Celestia normally goes, but there's no pony there at this point, because Celestia and Luna is standing, at the edge of the astral plane, because they cast the spell with the necklaces on, and all stuff went bad. Okay, yeah, you got that. And I do believe that the spell bounced back. Imagine that it didn't turn, Sunset Shimmer or Starswirl the Bearded into a alicorn, but it bounced back on the other main five. So the spell actually turned all the other main fives into alicorns. Now stay with me here. You're almost there. Okay? It turned Celestia and Luna into very good alicorns, but it sadly turned King Sombra and Queen Chrysalis into evil alicorns, and it made up Diskord by, Skorpan and Starswirl the Bearded. This is just a very weird headcanon, really weird idea I had, but I actually do think it makes sense, because I can imagine Starswirl trying to cast the spell even though it wasn't finished, and his friends trying to help him, having the elements of harmony. Maybe the elements of harmony was still in stone. I noticed that we saw in the episode that the elements were in stone, or maybe Celestia and Luna saw or didn't see this. They were all taken to the astral plane, leaving Starswirl the Bearded to fend for himself alone, and of course he will become evil because he had to defend the whole kingdom for himself, while Celestia and Luna was trapped on the this plane, and King Sombra and Queen Chrysalis was also trapped there, just in the other way. I do believe that all 5 ponies have been to the astral plane, but I do also believe that Diskord maybe have not known where Celestia and Luna went, or where King Sombra and Queen Chrysalis went. At this point they were not called King Sombra or Queen Chrysalis. And I have another headcanon where I tell what their names were supposed to be, or what I think their original names was. For example, I think that the Sombra was called Luz. That means light in English. But never mind that. I do believe this headcanon is very good. I also believe that if wielded, the alicorn amulet could make a lot of harm, and I actually made a picture of Celestia taking Sombra's wings, and I will show it here. And I do believe that the elements was switched around so they become evil. The wearers of the elements become evil in a sense that it couldn't be helped, right? Because the other main six, our main six, Pinkie Pies and the others, they were only changed in the personality, the cutie marks. They didn't have the elements of harmony around their necks. But imagine that Starswirl was putting them in that circle like Twilight did, casting the spell for changing the elements, but he couldn't finish it, and of course everything went wrong, and Diskord was born, and Celestia and Luna and King Chrysalis and Sombra became alicorns, and that was not supposed to happen. And all could just stand there and be like, oh my god, what happened? In the astral plane, Celestia and Luna couldn't help, Diskord fending off this evil that was trying to take over, Ponyville or wherever it was. Maybe the Crystal Empire was in jeopardy, and they tried to, cast the spell before its time was up. I don't know. I do believe that the Starsworld was so much more than just Celestia and Luna's teacher. I, if he's not Diskord, I do believe that he was maybe the lover of Luna or Celestia. I know this is not very nice to think about because, Starsworld is an old man, and you can't picture, your father with yourself, I guess. But Starsworld has been a young stallion at one point, and Celestia and Luna don't age. That's also why it could be so, I don't know how to say, but a kind of ironic that if Starsworld was the element of time, it would all make sense, because then Celestia and Luna is trapped in the time that came from, Starswirl, the bearded cutie mark, and so is King Sombra and Queen Chrysalis. But there's something time can't change, and that is the personality of the cutie mark, and that maybe is the thing that made it all go haywire. Yeah, okay, I know this was a very long headcanon. I hope that you understand it. Don't be sad if you don't understand this, because I'm not quite sure I understand it myself. Okay, but I'll make my top 5 later today, and remember that inspiration is right around the corner, and remember to have a great day. Yeah, okay, bye.